Hey guys, it's Nathan. So it's been a little while since I've made a video, September I think. Honestly, not much has happened, but I did want to do like a general, like, hey, it was a year, what happened? Um, so I've got, this one might be a little bit longer, as are most of my videos. I've got my coffee, I'm here in my new office, which I'm super stoked about in the morning, and I wanted to get this update out there. So like it's been a year. What's happened? First of all, for those of you for anybody who's watched some of my beginning videos and like has hung out for a year, like oh my god, thank you so much. I mean like I really did start the whole video thing like for myself just to keep a diary of the whole experience, just hoping that it might help some people. But I've answered so many questions and comments on YouTube, and it's been really cool to see like the support to me. And also, just fun fact, you guys, like, it's opened some opportunities for me. Like, having 400 subscribers on YouTube seems like, whatever. But a lot of people are like asking me for advice on how to get YouTube subscribers, giving me a little bit of like clout in like the digital media world, which is weird, right? Like, I'm so used to watching people with like 500,000 or a million or 10 million subscribers, and like, so anyway, having 400, but I guess it is a pretty niche topic. But anyway, so that's that. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks so much for encouraging me. It's meant a ton. It's been it really has like gotten me to dive back in and reminded me, and I see why people recommend support groups all the time. So anyway, just thanks for hanging out. I've really appreciated being able to take the journey with so many different people. It's been a lot of fun. So what has happened? My degree plan is currently sitting at 84 credits. So no, I do not have my 4-year degree in 1 year. There are a bunch of reasons for that, but let me summarize my thoughts on trying to get your degree in 1 year. Okay, so I made an attempt, and here's what I think in summary. I actually think it's totally possible. Do I think that you can get a degree in 1 year if you are starting as a professional with a full-time job, and this is currently your only like extra thing that you do? Yes, absolutely. I think if you have a 40-hour-a-week job and this is the only other thing that you do aside from that job, like no other hobbies, no other extra activities, whatever, this is it. Yes, I actually think it's completely possible to do a 4-year degree in a field that you're familiar with in 1 year. I totally think it's possible. If if you're pretty organized and dedicated, or you have someone who is like that working with you, then I think it's possible. I think you can do it. I will say it is not possible if you do what I did, which is to get a very demanding full-time job. We're not talking 40, we're talking 50 on a minimum, 60, 70, sometimes more, working weekends, nights, early mornings, whatever. My phone blows up at 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. Like, and if you are trying to get that, pay attention to school, and also occasionally take on a little side project, or you have a bigger family or what, like, no, you cannot do that. And that's my story. So my story is, I mean, if anybody watched the first video, I quit my jobs, went after a part-time job, so worked 20 hours a week. My wife took a part-time job, and I said, I'm gonna go after this degree. I'm gonna get it as fast as possible. That was the whole goal, get it as fast as possible. And the purpose was because I said, I want a career shift. I was a consultant, I was a business consultant, I was a young business consultant, who honestly, I've done a lot of things. I've been in business for a long time, but I didn't necessarily have a lot of, I probably shouldn't have been in the position that I was. Looking back on my years as a consultant, like, Did I really deserve to tell people what they were doing? No, and I probably approached that in a poor way. Fun fact, being an expert in something does not mean that you have the ability to point out problems in things. Problems are easy. Solutions are hard. And solutions that are cost effective and efficient and like work for humans, those things are hard. Coming up with those types of solutions to people's current actual issues, like that's hard. Coming at something and telling someone how they could be doing something better, that is not hard. So I think I really had my perspective on that whole idea skewed. Anyway, it was fine. I did a lot of good work for a bunch of people, but I wanted to leave that and get into a bigger team. I wanted either a bigger consulting team, or I wanted to get more into technology. It's something I was really interested in, and that's the way I see the world going. And so I was like, man, I want to get into doing these other things, and I need to leave this individual idea that I have for myself doing everything on my own. And I want to get into a team. I want to get into a company. Like, it's funny, the entrepreneurial mindset, like I'm coming from that and saying, no, I want to dive in, not like into this full big corporate whatever, but the way people think that stuff is gross, but into a team that's like, I can't do everything, and I know what my strengths and weaknesses are, and I know that I can't possibly cover everything that I need done in order to do things in like a big way. And so anyway, just wanting to join that, move up, but what I discovered was not having a degree didn't allow me to get the conversations that I needed. So I had a lot of experience, but I didn't have the qualifications that got me the conversation to where I could relay my experience. So I needed that sort of door opener, so to speak. And I'm making YouTube videos and stuff for people to watch, but I'm actually pretty introverted. So I would consider myself fairly charismatic, and I can communicate and I can hang out, and I would consider myself a fairly funny or witty person, which might be a little narcissistic of me, whatever. But inevitably, I struggle a little bit making new connections. So I don't network well. And that's sort of the other king of what you need in order to get those doors open for you, is to have the conversation about your experience. So I was like, okay, well, I need this stuff on my resume if I'm going to be submitting resumes randomly, and people who don't know me are going to need these credentials still. We just still live in that world that I need these credentials, particulars. And so I wanted to drive for that. So the whole thing was to get me to this next level in my career. And that happened organically, of course, through having that time, knowing people, getting into something I was really interested in, just finding needs, being willing to dive into those things right away, and then that just sort of evolved. And I feel, lots of people say this, I say this, but whatever, I feel very blessed. I don't feel like I could have, I don't see coincidence or luck in what happened, if that makes sense. Things were given to me with intention. I believe in God, I don't, whatever. I can't give that to anyone but it being handed to me. Did I accept the opportunities? Yes. And did I drive into them? Yes, absolutely. I did. Did I open those doors? I did not open all the doors that I've had, that I've been able to walk through. And so, anyway, just organically, and now I work in a technology company with a team of almost 20 people, and we're growing rapidly, and I love what I do, and I have a fantastic team, and we kick butt at everything we do. We are a marketing firm. We're an online marketing firm, although realistically, saying online marketing is kind of silly, because it's being online is marketing now. There's still offline marketing things that you can do, but just the effectiveness or the ability to track that effectiveness or whatever. So it's a good part of the mix, but online is just incredibly important. The internet is such a huge thing for us. And so the goal of my entire bachelor's journey was to get to the position that I'm in right now. I made it to where I wanted to be. I'm utilizing the strengths that I have as a person, the expertise and knowledge that I've built as a person, that I've, driven into over the course of my life, and that I've loved and said, this is the stuff that I want to do. And don't get me wrong, like, it's still work, right? It's not like, oh, pursue your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. Like, I go to freaking work, man. And it's hours, it's long hours. And sometimes I don't want to do that stuff, but I got the goal, like my end goal of the whole journey. Like, I've reached that. And so I think I talked about that a little bit in my last update video, but anyway, just saying, pursuing it ended me up where I wanted to be. So I don't have my 4-year degree. I did not get it in 1 year. But I got to where I wanted to be using the 4-year degree. So I kind of skipped a step. That all being said, I do still want to finish my degree. So here are some of the good things, and I just talked about some of these. 1, I was able to average 7 credits per month over the course of my year. That is just an incredible pace. And so yes, I still think that a person who has a full-time job, who doesn't have other hobbies and other extracurriculars, could absolutely achieve getting their 4-year degree in an area that they have expertise in already in 1 year. I got a job that I absolutely love, and the decision to jump into school is something that led to my current position, which I just covered, so that's fantastic. I just got a promotion at my job, and so I'm super excited about 2018. I was able to make a recommendation for one of my friends, actually, to get a job at my company. He got not only a job, but he moved to town, and he's super cool, and it feels awesome to have him around, both in the company and personally, and he's totally kicking butt. Like, yes, he's my friend, but also, like, we brought him in because he's absolutely qualified, he's absolutely a professional, he's absolutely kicking butt at his job. Like, there's, you hear about that sometimes, like, hey, you brought that guy in because you know him, but he's not really good at the job. No, this guy is. We brought him in because he's awesome. Which has actually happened twice now. So through my network, I've been able to bring other people who are also excellent at what they do into the company with me. And so those are people I knew, and they were friends, and now they work for our company, and they kick butt at their jobs. There's no question. It doesn't even matter that they know me. They could start calling me names or whatever. It wouldn't make them any worse at their jobs. With my promotion, I get to put time into school on company time, because learning is super important at our company. So I think I've said this before, but our company is Search Lab Chicago. You can find us online at searchlabchicago.com. Our company kicks butt. We are Chicago's best digital marketing firm, or we will be soon. We're growing freaking like weeds, and it's because we do kick butt work. We're super transparent with our clients, which I love it. I love it. And also, my family is going to have a second kid, which we're super stoked about. It's probably a daughter. There's a story there, whatever. But anyway, in a few months, my wife is due, and we're super excited about that. So that is the good. Those are all awesome. So happy about those. Here's the bad. I do have to crack down and finish up. For real. And I've got to be honest, it's super hard. Since I've accomplished what I was hoping for, like, I really have no motivation to finish. Because do you know how much my degree helps me, or my pursuit of a degree at this point? It does not help me at all. Like, I prove my worth every day to the people who can give me opportunities by showing up and doing my job. And so I've passed having that conversation where I have to prove myself. We're beyond that. And so do I need to finish this? Absolutely not. But I still want to plan for the future. But just getting it feels like I'm cleaning up this outstanding thing that I no longer need. Um, and so I know that I do need it though, because nothing is set in stone, right? Like something could happen, the market could shift, Google algorithms and Bing algorithms could change tomorrow, and AI could, wipe another 10 million jobs off the planet, and then I would be out, and then that would be a struggle again, and so I have to finish it up. My motivation is just gone. Most of my easy win classes are gone. So like I was taking a lot of tests really early on that were, or even classes at school that were just like, walk in, kill it, and walk out. No study, no whatever. I just already had the knowledge. Those are mostly gone. So the stuff that I have remaining is a lot harder. Now I got 3/4, 2/3. I got 2/3 of stuff done in the easy win category for the most part, except for math stuff. So like I made it pretty far before I got to the tough spot, but that's a little harder and it requires more time in between taking tests, so it's a little more of a grind. So that sucks. I have a lot of things to learn every day for work that are not part of what's required for my degree, and so my brain at the end of a day is fried. I'm not just learning, I'm making decisions, and I have to make hundreds of decisions every day. What I do is not rote work. I have to think about up to 100 projects at any given time, how all those things coincide together, how all the people involved in all those projects are going to manage what they have to do, and their sort of like subtasks within those. And so we're talking about potentially thousands of dependencies and making decisions and getting my head wrapped around this. Like, my brain is really tired at the end of the day. It's hard to force myself to learn new things that I don't really need in the moment, because I'm already having to learn so much or deal with so many things mentally, and so that's it's difficult. In order to focus on getting it done, I had to turn down, so this is kind of one of my biggest bummers, I had to turn down a really, really super exciting position as like a project manager in this extra project that I could have taken on. I was getting paid really well. The offer was to pay me very well, and it's a project that I really wanted to work on. It's called Challenge Me, so I'll go ahead and anybody who's interested, it's called Challenge Me, and it's going to be an app, and the whole idea is that it's a fitness app, but it's all about challenges and incorporating gaming into that, and a lot of the features are things that I helped drive from like some stuff that I did years ago when I was thinking about how fitness games need to be more about the game and then about fitness, like adding fitness to a good game rather than trying to make a game out of fitness. And this really is toward that, and it's something that I want to see happen, and I would love to participate in that, but I won't have the option to do that now if I want to finish school. And so turning that down feels really bad, but I know that I can't do both, and I know that one has to be done. And so anyway, that's the bad. So what does that mean? So I've still got a journey ongoing to document. It is past 1 year. If this means that I lose all the subscribers that I have and that everybody who's hung with me for the year rolls out, then that's fine. This is still the journey that I'm on, and so if it encourages you or helps you learn anything, then fantastic. I'm going to keep taking it, and I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm still dedicated to getting this thing going. I am studying for my next test right now, which is Principles of Accounting 102. Principles of Financial Accounting, and then I have Principles of Managerial Accounting right after that. So I'm taking 2 accounting classes, which is good because I'm doing a lot of the financial management at our company right now. So it doesn't really coincide, but just sort of keeps me fresh on thinking about money things in my day-to-day. So I'm gonna just be continuing to dig into that, and I have started back again. I'm still going to be answering questions on my videos, and I still want to help people who are doing this. And I'd like to make the website that I put up, nathansyoung.com, a little more robust to be able to do that. And one of the ways that I want to do that is actually to transcribe the useful parts of all my videos. So I'm looking to pay somebody for that. I can find some people on like Fiverr or Upwork or whatever to get that done. But if somebody watching this wants to take a little money from me and transcribe these videos, and you think it would be a cool gig, then hit me up. So I'm also going to do a little Q&A that's happening across all my videos and sort of like compile all that into the website. And I've started that project a few months ago, but I haven't really made much progress on it. I'm going to do a little more focus on that now. And I really hope that helps people and kind of gets everything into one roof. And I also know if this is what I'm focusing on, like it's going to improve. And so I'm really curious to see what happens as I turn my attention back to this thing. I really turned my attention to getting my degree, getting towards that job in technology. And I didn't get the degree, but I got the job in technology. So again, sort of skip that step. Now that I'm turning my attention back to this and saying, you found a community online who are interested in getting this thing done. You are resonating with this pain that exists in the world, and I want to dig into that. I want to see if there are ways to make that better. And even if it's just compiling information into a single space. And some other people are already doing that. Some people have even commented on my videos. Like there's that homeless educator guy, and I don't totally support like the way that he's going about it, but I do support the idea of what he's going after, which is to try to make education and information as accessible as possible so that we can get through this cycle like as fast as possible. So I appreciate what he's doing, even if I don't totally agree with the method that he's going about it. So anyway, there are lots of people who are trying to do that, and so I want to dig into that more. I want to make this easier. I've started having a lot of conversations with either professors or professional educators or people who build curriculum and things like that, and seeing that there's actually a lot of unrest in academic faculty about sort of the way things are built, and they wish there were a better way or there were other solutions. And so I am starting to think that I might be able to like get them in interviews and ask them questions, and I've had a couple of people say that would be neat. So anyway, I think I'll start driving towards that a little more as well. Yeah, and then I'm going to try to, I did at one point, I made videos more regular. I'm going to try to do that again for myself, just to, again, sort of keep this and makes them a little shorter and a little easier to digest. There's that. I want to do a little bit of an update video as well. So sort of the next thing on my docket is to talk about the PLA process. I'm wrapping that up at TSU for the 2 courses that I ended up getting PLA credit for, and I want to talk about that process and how I feel about it, ways that it could potentially improve, or the good things that about it. That video will probably be a little shorter, but anyway, so there's that. Yeah, if you're watching, thanks for sticking around, and leave me a question or whatever. Thanks.